about something that people will say is in the Bible and they will teach, but it's not actually in the Bible. And I'm not talking about something that's harmful. So I'll give you an example. So something that people teach like it's in the Bible, that detail or that fact is in the Bible. But when you actually read, you're like, it's not in there. Where did you necessarily get that from? And the example that I want to give you today is, I'll start off the first one. 3 wise men. There were 3 wise men. There were 3 magi that went to go see little baby Jesus. And then if you actually look in the Bible, it never gives the amount of wise men or magi there were. But why do people say that? Because there were 3 different gifts given to Jesus. But that's something we're going to talk a lot. We're going to talk about the wise men and the magi today. But that's something that, people will look at and say, there were 3 wise men or 3 magi. And like, no, it doesn't give the exact number. Another example would be, I've been taught, or people used to tell me, in the book of Judges, there's one woman named Deborah. There's one woman judge named Deborah. And you know why? Because there were no good men. That's why she was made a judge. But if you look at the biblical account, it really doesn't say that's the reason why. And if you look at God and his record, even when people were unwilling or there weren't good people around, he could make something happen. He could make something happen. So an example would be Moses. Remember, Moses was unwilling, like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. I don't speak too good. And God was like, nope, you're going to do it. You know what? Here, you can have your brother. Your brother can come help you. How about brother Jonah? Jonah was like, I'm going to go the opposite way and I don't want to do this. Did that stop God from making him the leader? It didn't. It didn't. And another example would be Jonah. Jonah was ate by what? Some of us have been taught he was ate by a whale. He was swallowed by a whale. I shouldn't say ate because he didn't die, but he was in the belly of a fish. But if you look at the Bible, it doesn't say a whale, but a lot of times people will say a whale. Another example would be what? What fruit did Adam and Eve eat? What fruit did they eat? They ate an apple. Well, if you look in the Bible, if you look in Genesis, it doesn't say or name the fruit. So those are just a few examples. Do you have any that come to mind that if you actually read the Bible, it's like they didn't give an exact detail for this. They didn't give a precise thing for it, but we get taught like it is a precise thing or it's a fact. I want to hear from you on this one because I know I'm missing something. I know I got to be missing something. Instagram.